Dude, I was still working for the most part. We don't really rest over here, but yeah, it was good. Good day. Still busy, but like I just said, busy's good. And you're in DC?
In Northern Virginia, so just outside of DC.
Okay. Yeah, I had you for Potomac.
Okay. Yeah, which is Maryland, which is on the other side of the river. I grew up there, so I know the area, but I'm
Okay.
in Virginia side of it now.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's different than Potomac, where you're at.
Yeah. I'm in Vienna.
Vienna. Okay. That's still like around Washington though?
Yeah. It's all DMV. Like I have my license in DC, Maryland, and Virginia for that reason. It's all
Yeah,
close.
the whole DMV. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to high school in Virginia for a couple of years,
Oh,
actually.
really? Where?
Do you know Waynesboro?
No, I can't say that I do.
It's a pretty small town. I think it's next to I think it's around Richmond.
Oh, okay. So that's like south, like a couple hours south of here.
Yeah, or no, not Richmond. Charlottesville.
Oh, okay. Still a couple hours to
Yeah,
the
still a couple hours
edge
away.
west. Yeah.
Yeah. But cool. And so you're from the DMV, like born and raised?
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we can kind of dive in here. This call is not crazy complicated or anything like that, so I'll kind of give you some context and everything. Did you get a chance to look through like any of the info or anything that I sent over?
I did get it. I did scroll through the Instagram page, and then I started listening to one of your, I guess, Facebook ad YouTube videos. So I didn't know, like, I was like, there was a lot of videos, and it didn't say like start here or this is what we're about. So I just picked one.
Yeah, I know. There's a whole bunch of information on there. They're all pretty helpful though, and they all kind of relate to our systems and what we do as well. So glad you were kind of able to do some of that due diligence. But I'll give you a bit of a refresher. Basically, we're coming into agents' businesses, figuring out what do they have in place, what's their business setup like, and where are they trying to go, right? And how do we get them from A to Z? So we want to fill in that gap. So it's not going to be like a one size fits all type of solution, just because obviously like we've got brokers that are broker partners that have thousands of agents under them. That's going to look different than some of our solo agent partners,
Mhm.
right? But basic structure of it is we'll do some online marketing initially to create consistency, just because like a lot of realtors businesses, it goes up and down quite a bit. Like, here and there, great months, bad months, and not really knowing like where the next deal is going to come from. So we want a stream of like business that's always coming in, right? We know exactly how much business we're going to be getting every single month. Um, Now the problem with a lot of times when agents try to do like run ads themselves or hire companies to do it, buy and share leads, stuff like that. There's a lot of tire kickers, a lot of window shoppers, a lot of people not really wanting to make a move.
Mhm.
Typically 3 to 4% of online leads actually end up buying and selling, and that's based off the NAR studies, our own results as well. So knowing that, we're like, let's just bring in as many people as possible, so that we have the best chance of getting to the 3 to 4%. But if we were going to drop, usually it's 1 to 200 leads. If we are going to drop 1 to 200 leads on your plate every single month, like month after month, then that's a full-time job in itself, right? To just like call through them, pre-qualify them, nurture them, disqualify. So it's just a lot of work, and like your time is already spread so thin. Being busy, it's like we want to make sure you're spending all your time working in person with your clients, doing listing appointments, buyers consultations, like closing the deals, right? So we've got a sales team in place on our end. They pretty much call through all those hundreds of leads for you,
Okay.
right? So they're calling through them, vetting them, pre-warming them, up until the point where how do I say your name, by the way? Is it Mayu?
Maya. Mhm.
Mayu. So up until the point where they're like, yeah, Mayu, she's my girl, she's the realtor I want to work with. Basically acting as like a filter to where it's 1 to 200 leads coming in here, only the 3 to 4% that I mentioned earlier make it through, right? And those people, those are the ones that are wanting to go look at properties, have you come out, give them a home evaluation, something like that, right? And then we'll do a live connect. So we'll just be on a phone call, like a three-way phone call where we're there connecting them with you, throwing you straight into that conversation on the phone, live time, right? That's kind of obviously, like I said, there's a bit of difference in between, but does that kind of give you an idea, like high level of the structure of it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done so. I guess that's kind of where I'm. As a realtor, you get a ton of unsolicited text messages from every lead gen company out there, being
Yeah.
like, or a referral company. And so I've done like two like lead gen referral kind of types companies, and I just am like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to
Yeah.
go through like 1,000 leads and only to get yelled at by the people being like, I never clicked this. Like, where did you get my information? Like, F you. And I'm like, you clicked on something, or else I wouldn't have gotten your stuff. But that's like a waste of my time. I don't want to do that.
But
And there was another one. It's like, I don't know if they're still in existence, but there was a company in Canada that was doing it kind of similar, like, we'll give you like only absolute ready to go people. And it was so disorganized. And I think I got like, I mean, I they sent me a few people, but um, they were all like not at all remotely ready to
Yeah.
the next step with an agent. So it was really kind of like, oh, now I have to like nurture them too. And then I'm like, I just, it's not, they like sent me like a lender, which, lenders know like 1,000 realtors. So I'm like, okay, well,
Right.
know me from Sam. So, but they were probably not going to get me.
Yeah. Did they so that first company that you said you worked with, they were just doing like the lead generation, like you got a lot of leads, but it was just a lot of
Yeah,
like,
it was market leader.
okay.
So, I
So
mean,
you were
that's
getting
a
pushed out on the
huge,
phones, no answers, people telling you they're not it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
And then with that second one from Canada, did they have like a sales team in
They
place?
did, and they had an ISA, and she was actually really great. I guess I would listen in on some of her phone conversations because they would record it. And she
Yeah.
was fantastic. It was just that they weren't really at the end of the day they weren't like ready to go leads at all, and it was very like few and far between that they came in. So I was like, I'm done. After like 6 months, I'm like, I'm done paying for this. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of.
Uh,
But you're saying that you're more, I guess, vetting the leads and only giving like people who are ready to go. Is that
right. Right. We have a whole process for the way we kind of do things and the way we like vet and like we have got like minimum requirements that they need to have before being passed off to you. So it's not like the ISA's job, it's not to connect you to the leads. It's to like literally like turn like the lead into a client, kind of, right? And then connect them with you on the phone as they like actually want to negotiate properties and everything. But does that sound like what that other company in Canada was doing as well?
they were nurturing leads until they were ready. And then, but I think their process wasn't that great, in my opinion. And I think that, like I said, like they would send me the leads and I would follow up with them, but at the end of the day, they really actually weren't ready to do anything. So it was kind of like, okay, this is totally pointless. This is totally pointless. Um,
Yeah.
and
When
like, I
you
just, I don't, and like, that's how you get leads and business. And I totally understand that, but I'm just not in a place where I just want to, I don't want to be chasing any leads. Like, that's not really what I want to do.
yeah, you want clients, right?
Yes.
Um, yeah, so kind of, I mean, that's why I say like I usually don't recommend agents go out and buy leads or go out and like run their own ads or anything because like lead generation, it does work and it's vital to like the process of consistent business, but it doesn't work on its own, right? You got to have like a full system for nurturing them and turning them into clients in order to do business with it. Um, and have a consistent quality business, right? Because otherwise, same thing, you're gonna be stuck in the office, cold calling, nurturing, just wasting time at the end of the day, right? So I guess like when you listened into the phone calls with that company in Canada, like when you listened into what the ISA, like the phone call with the ISA and the lead,
Mhm.
did they seem qualified on the phone call? And then just as you kind of worked with them, you realized they weren't qualified or
Yeah, I mean, I think some part of it is just like, well, it wasn't so much like that she like, live transferred over after like listening to the phone call. It was just how, I mean, and this was just a phone call with just any lead. And that the way it was just really, I mean, the way she handled people who are like, no, I'm not interested, or, it was just more like that. So it wasn't, I mean, she asked all the qualifying questions type of thing. And a lot of them were like, oh, we're not ready or we're not interested. And she'll be like, oh, it's great. Like, is it okay if I follow up with you in a few days or in a few months or whatever? But, it was just kind of like just listening to her speak. She was very eloquent and very friendly. And, no one was like mad at her or yelling at her.
right, right. Okay. What were like the minimum requirements that they had to get before they live transferred them to you?
I think that it was, I don't know, this was like a couple years ago. It was that they were, um, I don't honestly don't even remember what the qualifications were, to be honest, but it was more than just they clicked on a link and said they might be interested in a house kind of thing. So
They were asking them some questions, just maybe
yeah,
not. Yeah.
like, are you ready to sell? Are you thinking about selling or buying? I think it was more listing. So I think it was like, are you looking to sell? Are you looking to move? What's your timeline? Do you have a real estate agent? Like all the stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, well, I mean, purpose of this call really is, kind of get to know each other, right? See if it is like a heck yes for you, a heck yes for us. Obviously, we'll know pretty early on if it is. Um, we're not like in the business of partnering with every single agent in the area or in DC, in the DMV, and the United States, just because obviously 1.6 million realtors, and we want to make sure like if we partner up that it is a heck yes for both of us, so that we can actually like guarantee results, right? And make sure you're getting closings, right? Because otherwise our team puts in all this energy, money, resources into setting everything up. And then, if it doesn't work out, it's a lose-lose for everyone, right? Because then you don't get it. It hurts our reputation. We waste time, energy, resources, and everything. So we just got to make sure it's a good fit. Um, but I guess what's prompted you recently to kind of like look into adding something like this into your business as opposed to, I mean, I know you tried, you said that was a couple years ago, right?
Mhm.
So it's been a,
Just, I don't mean, I am at a point in my business where I do want more clients, and I am getting, I've had actually a really busy summer. So like it's great. And I just kind of want to keep the momentum going. And because I've had a busy summer, I do have more money to spend on my business. And that's kind of really where I want to focus on. To be completely transparent with you, I am a full-time agent. I love what I do, but I don't need this job. So I don't need this career. Like is purely because I love what I do. For better or for worse, my ex-husband was a high income earner, and I don't have to work because of the spousal support he gives me.
right.
So but I grind, and I'm always working because I do love helping my clients, and I love real estate. So, but again, this is where I'm like, I don't want to spend any time calling cold leads or, like doing that. Cause like, I would rather spend that time with my kids and hanging out with my friends and, doing other stuff that will, help, bring joy to my life kind of thing. Well, I mean, honestly, like I responded to your text because you said you were from a referral agent with EXP in Arizona. And I was like, oh, that's different. So I thought you were just literally an Arizona agent looking for like a DMV referral source. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I responded to your text message. But again, like I just, not that I'm saying I don't want business. I do because I have, 4 years until my youngest graduates high school, and I want to grind in those 4 years so that I can have a business where it runs itself, and then I can just do whatever I want, as an empty nester. So I am willing to put in the work. I just also very cognizant about the fact that I have 1 year left with my middle, and then I have only 4 years left with my youngest. So
Right, right.
I don't want to, you know, take away time from spending actual time with them before they leave for college. So
100%. No, yeah, I get that a ton. And a lot of realtors do come to us because like they're like, yeah, I want to buy back my time, right? I want to be able to spend my time. Like if I am working, I want it to be, doing what I love, right? Showing properties, listing appointments, buyers consultations, like working and building those relationships in person with your clients, not sitting on the phones, cold calling. And then the thing is, like, even if that's not what they're doing, it's just like every other deal they have to like scramble to find it. Now it sounds like you're in a good position where like you don't need the job, right?
right.
So it's just purely about like passion and
Yes.
loving really. Uh, and so if that's the case, we definitely want you to you're passionate. And
Right. No,
I guess give
definitely
me an
not.
idea of like where your business is at right now. You've been licensed for 5 years, correct?
Um, it's like 4.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4.5,
Almost.
five
Yeah.
years.
Um,
Do you
it's
know?
still kind of like I'm not like a new agent by any means, but I mean, I got my license as I was separating from my husband, and it was just this kind of rough, like just, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was a stay-at-home mom before that, and I had no idea like financially what would come of our divorce. I mean, it worked out well for me, but and then it's been kind of like I said, because I've had this other financial income, that it just wasn't like this is I helped who I needed to help, like friends, and all of my clients have been from my sphere. So it's and I joke with some of my other colleagues. I'm like, it's an accidental clients, because I'm like, I'm not looking for it. They just come and like fall out of the sky, and I'm like, okay, I'll help you, kind of thing. And again, like I have 3 boys, and one's in college, 2 are in high school now, and both of my parents passed away 2 years ago, like literally almost at the same time, and they lived in Japan. So like I was going back and forth to Japan all the time while I was going through this like really awful divorce with my spouse. And I mean, real estate was on the back burner. I think not last year, but the year before, I think I did like 1.5 million in sales, like for real estate. I think I helped like 3 people,
Right.
maybe it was two. But and that to me was like, it was stressful for me, but like I did have this other income, and I'm like, I need to put myself first. Like I need to take care of myself. And so I did. So yeah, if you look at my 4 years of in real estate, it's not like, oh my God, she's killing it. She's top producer. Like I really don't care about that. Like I mean, do I want to be a top producer? Yes. Do I need like the accolades of being on the top producer magazine and going to all the parties? No, I don't. I really don't care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, most agents pay for that
Right.
anyway. So I'm like, I know it's not necessary for me.
Yeah.
Um,
And if
but
you
like I
really
said,
wanted that, you could also just pay for it, right? So
yeah, right. Like I could do that, right? But that's
and
what I'm saying.
I
I have
wanna
4 years left with my youngest, so I'm like, I just want to make sure that when I have custody of them, that I am like 100% present for them, and doing the things and taking them on vacations and making like core memories with them before they like leave me.
100%, 100%. That's huge. I do want to like commend you also for making it through that because it sounds like, I mean, your parents passing away, going through the divorce, a lot going on at the same
Yeah.
time.
Thank
And
you.
but you're still standing, right? Like you're still here, you're on the call, you're wanting to push business, you're wanting to grow, you're wanting to, move forward. And I just think I think that's great. So you can't hear my clap because the audio knocks it out, but I'm rooting for you and I'm clapping for you because
Thank
that's
you. I appreciate that.
yeah. So I guess it was on the back burner a little while ago, obviously, because you had a lot going on. Um, I mean, doing 1.5 million, like even with it going on, at least it wasn't absolutely nothing, right? So
Yeah.
even you're still there, you're still working, still servicing, still helping people. So I guess, do you know how many deals you're at so far for 2025?
No. I'm like trying to look at my board. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's not, I think I want to say like right now it's at like, I want to say it's at like 2 million, 2.5 or something like that, which is like not a lot, but I have a $2 million listing going on the market next week. I have like a $500,000 listing going on the market this week. So it's, and then I'm closing on $1 million house next week. So it's kind of like it's all happening right now. But I mean, hopefully by the end of this year, I'll probably have hit 6 million. So, which is like, that's great. Like supplements my income, sure. Like it's not, again, kind of all well, referrals and like accidental, which it's just not how I want to run my business. Like I think it's great that I'm getting referrals and all this
Yeah,
stuff, but it's not consistent, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want consistency, and I want to have. I don't want. It's not like I want to have 25 deals a month. I don't like that. That will take away from my time with my kids, and that's just not what I'm interested in.
right.
Um, five, I don't know, 4 to 8 deals a month sounds great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
4 days, like that's enough to stay busy. Um, I've seen it be very hard for realtors to kind of get above like 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month when they're doing everything themselves,
yeah,
right? No matter how organized, no matter how well you manage your time or anything. First off, if they're doing that and it's all coming from themselves and they're doing everything themselves, it's like no time to spend with their family whatsoever, right? It's
right,
almost they've shifted into working a 9 to 5 job, but it's like 7 days a week plus,
yeah,
so it's like you don't want it to be like that, but because you're only one person and there's only 24 hours in the day, right? So no matter how good, it's like you got to start, delegating and kind of like passing stuff off so that you focus your time, like you can do 4 deals a month. If you're focused on what you do best, we're focused on what we do best, right? The thing with like the sphere of influence and the referrals, like you said, it's great because it shows that people trust you, people like you, they want to work with you. It shows that you're a good agent, obviously, and you're good with people because that's not going to come to you if you're not a good agent.
right.
But what I've seen with a lot of agents is it's very out of their control, kind of like how you phrase it, like the accidental falling
Mhm.
from the sky type of deals. Like they don't always know when it's going to happen.
Right,
And a lot of agents, I mean, I've talked to agents that have been in the business for like 20, 30 years. You'd think by that, and it's not that they don't want more business, like they do want to be doing 4 deals a month, 5 deals a month, but they fall into this trap of thinking that they can just rely on the sphere of influence and just the referrals. And that's just not realistic because it's so randomly fall out of the sky. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Especially with the market going up and down, and it's always going to be going up and down. Like there's nothing we can do to control it. But when it's down, the general population's buying and selling less. So those people that are still buying and selling no matter what, they're way less likely to be in the sphere of influence or in the referrals, just like the fall out of the sky. It's just way less often that the deals are going to randomly fall out of the sky. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the business tends to go up and down a lot. And then even when the market's in prime condition, it's still like 1 month they'll do 4 deals and then 2, 3 months literally not closing a single deal, right?
Right.
Which sucks because then everything that they build up in that month where they had the 4 deals, it just kind of turns into like living on savings type of thing,
Yeah,
right?
and I mean, I don't pay myself for my business at all just because I don't need to, so it all stays. But like it does, like the months are like okay, it's getting a little too tight for me. I need to put some money in. And I do. That is kind of like where I just want to keep my business kind of just going. I do want the consistency of it. So yeah,
It's crucial, right? It's not just like, a want. Like at the end of the day, like if you want to build a sustainable business that's going to be there and you don't have to work as much with it, it's like we need consistency, we need systems, we need to be numbers based, right? Based off what we're putting in, we know how much we're going to get out of it. Because then also, once we're at a certain point, it's like if we double this factor, then the results double, right? And you can start to scale up your business, bring on team members, and you can provide the team members with actual clients, right? Not just like referrals and they're
right,
not running their own business because a lot of new team members are there for like kind of the guidance and the like training that you can provide them, but that takes a ton of time and they're not performing that well because they're newer agents, right? They're less experienced. But then also all their business is coming from the sphere of influence and the referrals, and they don't have that built up yet,
right,
right? So it takes a lot of your time, but they're not performing, which isn't like putting the money directly back into your pocket, But then when they do start performing, they get their sphere deals and they kind of build up a little bit of business and traction for themselves. They're like, I'm not even getting this business from Mayu. Like, why should I stay on the team and continue to pay her split?
Right.
Right. So a big churn factor with team leaders when all the business is just coming, from word of mouth and like the fall out of the sky. So it's like
Yeah.
we want.
Oh, it's not a reliable way to do business by any means.
No, it's yeah. A lot of realtors, they forget that like realtors, you're your own business. You know what I mean? It's not just like show up. If I see someone, I get some money. It's like if you want to actually make money, you want to be successful, you got to have systems in place. You need to have control over where your business is coming from, right? So I guess, do you feel like just operating off the sphere of influence, like the fall out of the sky deals, like I'm assuming you don't think that's like enough to get you to 4 deals a month consistently?
No, definitely not. Definitely not consistently at all. And so I'm working on like social media stuff. Not that I've gotten one lead, but it's not, that's just there as a kind of like a support. But I do want to work on getting more consistent lead gen. I know like even this $2 million listing that I have coming up, it was fighting with, not fighting, competing with other agents. And it was a divorce situation, which is one of my niches. And the ex-husband was kept comparing me. He's like, you don't have the volume, you don't have the experience. I'm like, listen, I'm like, he was comparing me to a woman who has 100 agents on her team,
Yeah.
like a husband wife duo that's been in the business for 23 years. And, like he was just comparing me. I'm like, yeah, I would think, let's look at their year 4. I don't know. Like, it's like, you can't compare me to teams. Like, of course, my numbers aren't great, but my numbers aren't going to compete at all to people like that. Like I'm like, and I don't know that that's a fair assessment. And I'm like, this isn't rocket science. Like it's not. Listen, I went to a good school. I'm smart. I'm older. I have experience. I've been divorced. I know exactly what you guys are going through. Like that's what sets me apart, and that's what's going to help you and your ex-wife get through this. At the end of the day, the ex-wife loved me, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I'm using nobody but her." So, I mean, that's how I got the listing. But it was tough trying to like compete with that though, with the ex-husband being like, "No, but you don't have enough experience, and just
Right.
like you should lower your commission rate and like all the things." I'm like, "No, like I know what I'm worth."
Yeah.
Um, but it was one of those things that like I don't want to compete like that, right? And I do just want to have my own numbers and be like, let my numbers speak for itself. Like, you know, and that's kind of where I'm like, I do just need to get more business. Like I have like my clients who will totally fight for me, but again, that's not consistent enough business.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Um, well, I mean, at least you pulled that one through, so you still got it.
That's like
Um,
did luckily.
hopefully, I mean, we don't want to be in a position where like we have to like fight so hard for all these
Right.
deals. And I'm glad that you were able to kind of stick your ground, like you know what you're worth, right? Because a lot of times agents will kind of, they'll easily drop their commission, and that's not the way to do business because then that kind of bleeds over into the reputation. People start to think of them as like a discount agent, which is not how you want to come off,
Right.
right?
No. And I definitely want to be in like luxury because this area is very like high net worth. So that's
Oh,
kind of where I mean, I
yeah.
would love to, keep up with like million plus.
Are most of your clients million plus?
Um, some of them are, I mean, yeah, I mean, more or less. Yeah. I mean, I do. So like with referrals, I'm like, I don't say no to when like a friend or, a business partner refers. So I have done less. This is like my listing that's coming up this week is in Maryland and it's for like 440,000. And that's because it was my friend's aunt and she doesn't have her license in Maryland. So I was like,
Right.
okay, good for you.
Right.
So
Right.
that's not what I prefer, but
You'll take it if you get it.
yeah. But also it was like a friend asking for a
Right.
family member. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah. A cool thing about marketing is like, so with all this, all of it's built inside your business. So it's your name, your branding being pushed out there with the marketing. Um, we've helped a couple agents where like their issue wasn't that they weren't doing deals or anything. It was just that they were stuck at a certain price point. Right.
yeah.
But when we're marketing, we're doing like paid ads where we can go, we can push those ads in front of luxury buyers and sellers, right? So we'll like anchor the price points on the homes at like 1.2 million. You'll get like 1 to 1.2 million price points. Set the ads to be targeting the people in like the more luxury markets and everything like that. So that's where on your onboarding we'll kind of map that out, like who specifically we're trying to target and everything. But as long as the population of high net worth people are there and like those homes are actually there,
Oh
then
yeah.
then we can run marketing there and just target specifically those homes as well. So I guess for you, like I know you've tried a couple things in the past. So Like, what are you really looking for in like a system that you're hoping to be different about what you tried in the past?
I mean, I guess that it is that I'm not cold calling people first and foremost. I don't want 1,000 leads that I have to sift through. I just don't have the bandwidth or the time, nor do I want to do any of that stuff. Only right. I mean, if they were all fantastic leads, like sure. I mean, I think 1,000's a little excessive, but if they were all like legitimate leads, like yeah, that I don't mind calling. It's just that I don't want to call for people to yell at me to be like, how did you get my number? And I didn't do this, and don't ever call me again. Like I don't really need to have those conversations every
Right.
day. So that's kind of like one thing. And then, just, but being at kind of they're ready to go, like legitimate leads that are people who are actively looking to buy a house or like getting ready to put their home on the market, like legitimate, leads, I guess, and not just like, oh, well, maybe we're thinking about it, like maybe next year. I
Yeah.
don't want to nurture someone for a year. Like that I would rather the accidental leads from my sphere, at that point. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like more like they're ready to go now or within the next 3 to 6 months, but they're like serious, I guess, serious buyers and sellers
Yeah.
are kind of like what I'm looking for, to kind of do the appointments with and start signing the agreements and working.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that comes down to like what the ISAs are saying on the phones, how how we're nurturing, how we're following up with people, as well as like the minimum requirements that we get. So I can kind of walk you through all that, all the
Okay.
systems. I do want to ask, like, how much did you invest with that company in Canada?
I want to say a lot. I can't remember though. I mean, it was a lot. I think it was for like 6 months. I could be off by some zeros, but I want to say it was like $8,000 or something. Like,
Wow.
yeah. And it was a complete waste of my money. So I'm like, I really, 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 really never want to do that again.
Yeah. Did you get your money back or
No,
no?
I mean, like I said, like none of these leads were like good. And then like because they were in Canada and I know, so the sales guy who initially that I spoke with and I really liked and he was really great, like 2 months in after we signed with him, he left the company.
Mhm.
But I had his cell phone number because he gave it to me like when we first met and I called him and I was like, hi, I'm not getting anything. Like you guys said that you would give us weekly reports about how many people you're contacting, how many are turning into leads, like all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm getting none of that. The website that you gave me that we could log in to see our dashboard, like not working, is not populating anything. Anyway, so I called him and he was like, oh yeah, I'm not with the company. I'm starting my own company, lead gen company, blah, 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 all this stuff. And
Interesting.
like it went sour. The bosses are like doing all these things. So like all these people are quitting. And I'm like, okay,
Was it called Matari?
no, I cannot remember what it's called.
Okay. I
um,
know, but
I,
um,
I don't even remember what it was. Do I have it on here somewhere?
yeah, it's all good. I don't need to know the name.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was kind of, I'm like, great. So you just maybe sign up for a company that you just left because the higher ups were doing something and now your whole company just quit on you. And I'm like, great, that's great, thanks.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. How long did you work with them for the full 6 months?
Well, yes. I mean, I had a contract with them for 6 months. So I mean, they already took my money. So I'm like, okay, let's see what you can give me. And I, contacted like the president of the company and, he was like, well, I can't give you your money back, but I'll make sure like, this and that happens. And of course it never did. And I just honestly didn't feel like dealing with it. So I'm like,
You do you know how many leads you were getting from them? Not like connected to you, because like connected to you is going to be different than like actually leads generated.
honestly, I could count on two hands how many leads I got. And
Wow.
they had a guarantee. And I was like, I didn't want to push them. I was like, I don't want to keep doing business with you. Like, it's fine. Like,
Right.
I'm just going to chalk it up as a loss. Um,
I got you. Um, were you investing ad spend with them, or did you just pay them like one time and that was
it was
it?
a one time.
There wasn't any ad spend.
I don't think so.
Were they running ads for you?
I don't know what they were doing, honestly. I think maybe they were just calling. They had they had like zip codes, right? And I told them which zip codes I wanted, and so I think they were going through and getting people, and they were called. I think they were cold calling to
Mhm.
see who was in the market to sell
It's
or
like
buy,
cold.
mostly sell, I think. So I
Okay.
think they were just buying numbers out of a zip code, out of like the 15 zip codes I gave them or something.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay. So a little bit different, I guess, in that sense, because
yeah,
we're not just like farming neighborhoods and grabbing zip codes. We're doing marketing. So we're running. Have you ever ran Facebook or Instagram ads or anything like that?
I have, yeah.
Like, did you run them yourself or did you run them through another company?
Oh no, like I had my virtual assistant like do some stuff,
Are
but
they
like
like,
nothing. I mean, it was like $5 a day or something. Like it was just, it wasn't. I don't think it was to run like actual like lead gen stuff. It was more like to promote an event that we were doing.
okay, yeah, so it's a little bit different marketing,
Yeah.
but still marketing. Um, I can kind of walk you through like our systems and everything, and we can kind of go over numbers and everything as well.
Okay.
Honestly, like for where you're at, I do just have like one question for you, or just one more question for you.
Mhm.
Like, I know you don't need to be making money with real estate because you're in a good enough position. Unfortunate situation that
Right.
position came from, but nonetheless you're in a good position in terms like financially. So I guess I know you said you're passionate about it, but like what's your why for like wanting to go out? Because like you could be passionate about it and just do like 2 deals a month, but you're like, no, I want 4 to 8.
Because I do well. A part of it is for my kids, not so that I can like leave them money. I mean, well, of course that too, but like it's more that I want to. I was a stay-at-home mom for 16 years, and and I know this is TMI, but like I married my high school sweetheart, so I was with him for 30 years, and it just I thought he was like a good person in terms of like he was always like, oh, this is our money, and then once we separated, he was like, this is my money, and you deserve not 1 cent of it. And I just hated that I was in that position where during that divorce at that time, like I was like, I don't have any money, like if he's really taking all the money, which obviously that's not how divorce works. I got 50% of everything, so like but it was just kind of it. It was put in a position where I still am technically financially dependent on him, and I don't want that. I'm okay for the next 15 years, but I don't want that. I want to be making so much money that I can just give him the finger, right? And be like, I don't even need your money. Like your money is just pocket change. Like, and I know that's a little bit like more revengey, but it is more that I just want the financial independence. I want to be financially independent, and I want to be able to show my kids that, because they all think, well, dad's giving you money, like it's his money, he's paying. I'm like, it's not. I earned every cent, being with him for 30 years.
Yeah.
But I hate that. I hate that they're like, well, he's richer and he makes more money and has a bigger house, and like
Right.
and I hate that they look at me like that. Well, I mean, they love me, but like I hate that they look at me like I am not a successful business person, and
Yeah.
that they all want to like follow in his footsteps, and all the things, and which is fine. He's fine, but my why is that I never want to rely on any man like ever again,
Yeah.
um, for any of it, which I know I technically still do. So that's why I'm kind of like, that's my why. Like I want to have my own business, be my own boss, and make my own money and be successful at it. And eventually, like I said, like I want to grind for the next 4 years while I can. I mean, and then some, I get it. But to be able to then get out of my business, right? Not get out of real estate, but get out me personally being in here and still be making money so that I can go visit my kids and maybe my grandkids and like all the things that I can like live my life the way that I want to.
Oof, that's intense. Wow.
Isn't it?
30 years. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. And I love that you're here, like wanting, like, because that's beyond, it's not like when it's just about the money, it's like it lacks substance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about it's about you, right? It's about proving, to yourself, to your kids, to even your ex-husband, like that, like, hey, I'm here, I'm a real person, and I'm gonna fucking crush it.
Right.
I mean, like,
Yes.
that's awesome. Because like you don't want your kids looking at you anyway, right? Like it's like, and you deserve to be successful in your own way, right? Like
Right.
money, obviously, like it's good that you're kind of taken care of for the next 15 years because you're in a good position to where you can reinvest into your business, set the foundations up to create your own success, right? And that doesn't mean anyone else gave it to you or anything. It means that you went out and you actually figured it out, and now you're the role model that they're looking
Right.
up to, right?
Right.
For both of you, right? It's like it
Yeah.
doesn't have such a competition, but it's like you did it, and then both of them having two parents that are just like super successful, like that sets the standard for them.
Right.
But like this is the bar of success. This is what we need to hit. This is how we do things, right, in this family.
Yeah.
So that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, based off that, like that, yeah, that is intense. Like you've got the drive, you've got the motivation, you want to be successful, you want to set the foundation, you want to create a successful business for yourself, prove to your kids that you're more than just the ex-wife.
Right. I
So
mean, listen, I crushed it in the mom. I'm still crushing in the mom department. Like I'm
so
but like I want to be more than mom, right? I just, and I want them to see me as, well, I mean, I know, I mean they do, but I just want to, want them to see me more as like, oh, she's really a great business person, and like all this stuff, and I'm gonna come to her and ask for her advice, and do all the things. Um,
do you feel like part of it, and also like how do you want to see yourself?
I mean, it's the same way because I mean, honestly, like my parents were both entrepreneurs and they were really successful, and I know that it really so I'm Japanese, and so my parents were really like, what are you going to do with your life, kind of thing, and they were really sad, I think, to extent that that I was a stay-at-home mom, that they're like, we paid for an education for you and you're not using it, which I disagree, but but that has stayed with me, like, since I had kids and I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. I wouldn't change it at all. Like, I loved staying at home with them, and I think my kids are better off because I was home with them. Um, but it was a thing that it was kind of like, did I waste my education? And like I see my peers, my girlfriends, who we all went to school together, and they're like vice presidents and presidents of these companies now, or they're doctors, and like they're all the things. And I'm like, okay, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm a real estate agent, and I just feel like, like, what could I have been had I and so like I said, we were dated in high school and stuff, and he went to the Naval Academy and I went to Michigan, and we had a long distance relationship, and after the Naval Academy he was in the Navy for 20 years, and so for me, I sacrificed my own career so I could follow him in his naval career. And so we were stationed, 2 to 3 years at a time all over the country. And it was really hard for me to like get a job, like, and start a career because we were moving coast to coast every 2 years.
Right.
And so like I gave that up because I, loved him and I wanted to start a family with him. And then when we had kids, I'm like, I want to be home. And he provided me that opportunity. So I took it. And like I said, I don't regret it, but part of me is like, what if? And
Right.
yeah, that's, do,
That's,
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of
I don't
safe.
think it's too late for me to do that. So
Yeah, well, it's not too late, and you're in a good position, and real estate's a great career to do it with because there's so many different opportunities. You can be successful as a solo agent, start a team, invest in real estate, gain properties, right? Earn passive income, have all the time in the world, and have that success. But after, I guess after that kind of that feeling, right? Your parents kind of saying like, being disappointed in the stay-at-home mom thing and everything like that. And I mean, it sounds like it's a little bit even yourself, right? Like wondering like, what if? Like that kind of feeling staying with you for so long. Like, is now kind of like a time where you're ready to change that trajectory. Like, I don't want that staying with me anymore. Like, let's do this thing.
I do. And then obviously it's not for my parents because they're both gone, but it is for me to be like, I am smart. I am all the things. I am ambitious. Like I am all the things. And there's no reason why I can't have a successful business that's, making a shit ton of money. And I am like, listen, I don't need to buy a private jet or anything like that. Like I don't need that kind of money or a private island. I mean, I'm not going to turn it down, but that's not my end goal.
Yeah,
I just want to be comfortable and not worry about money. Like, and I don't mean like, oh, let me go buy like Louis Vuitton. Like I don't care about that stuff either. I just kind of like, do I want to go on vacation, and can I afford it with my 3 kids, and like that
oh,
kind of stuff. Like I don't want to stay at a Motel 6.
yeah,
I want to be able to do the things that I want to do, and that's kind of I want to live a comfortable life. And
100%,
right.
100%. I mean, comfortable life and everything, but you want to crush the successful part of
Yeah,
it, right? You
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna say no to money. It's just that that's not really what motivates me.
I
You
think
know.
that's true because money, when it's the main motivation, it's kind of it can be shallow, right? Not have like I said, not have as much substance. But with you, you've got the ambition to get rid of that feeling that's been staying with you for so long, change the trajectory, be successful. Your kids look up to you, you look up to yourself, right? And the money comes as kind of like a byproduct of that,
Yeah.
right? So I'd love to
It's
walk you
that
through.
product.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd love to walk you through like the systems and everything, like what it looks like, what that's gonna actually look like for you.
Okay.
Are you good on time right now?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna share my screen and kind of walk you through everything. Give me just a quick second. I'm just gonna send
Okay.
a quick someone really quick, okay?
We're early. Why is this only 3 bedrooms?
I'll let you can finish up your
Oh,
text.
no, I just had a client just send me, she's like, can you show me this house? It's like a $1.4 million house. It's gorgeous. And then I
Oh, yeah.
looked and it's like, it's only 3 bedrooms. I'm like, well, why is this house only 3 bedrooms? I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not sure if that's big enough for her, but
Well, if she loves it, she loves it.
I love
She'll
that. Yep.
have someone sleep in the backyard or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me let me share this. Do you need to like take care of that or anything right now, or are we
No,
good?
no, she wants to see it tomorrow, so I'll just text her later.
Cool. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So we're a Blaze. So my partner, Asa, the EXP agent that reached out to you originally.
Mhm.
So actually my brother, actually. So he started the business, but he got his license like a little bit after graduating high school, and he pretty much became an agent. And he went out there. He was doing real estate. He was struggling like a lot of new agents do at the beginning. But he was doing a couple deals, and then he ended up joining a team, right? And that team, they were the top producing team in Tucson, Arizona at the time. And their business, it wasn't the fall out of the sky random deals. It wasn't off word of mouth and referrals. Obviously, all those agents were getting it because they were all crushing it and they were good agents. But they had a system in place that was bringing them consistency. So every month they were doing more business. Every year they were doing more business, right? And it's because they had the agents, like the traditional agents on the team, going out, showing the properties, working with their clients, building relationships, closing deals, and they had ISAs, right? And they also had an in-house marketer. So they were running ads, on a bunch of different platforms. They had ISAs calling through those hundreds of leads, pre-qualifying, just doing the filtering out and everything, and then they would connect the ready to go, like the series actual clients with the agents on the team, right? Eventually, Asa pretty much decided that he didn't want to be, just a traditional real estate agent, and he wanted to like create his own business, right? So he pretty much took the industry that he knew best, and took that same system that that team had that made them consistent and perform better month over month, year over year, and now we're providing it to agents across the country as like a service, right? Built inside their business so that they can have that same system and grow month over month, be top producers, right? So little history, but there's three main parts to what we're doing on our end, and I can give you access to this as well. But the first part are the leads, right? So we do it on Facebook and Instagram. So it's paid ads. So we know based off what we put in, how much we're going to get out of it every single month. So it's very consistent, right? There's always consistent business coming in every single month. Um, do you need to like handle something on your phone or something?
Oh no, I was just taking notes.
Oh, you're taking notes. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm his judge. Yeah, I was just making sure. If you do need to handle anything, you're good.
Yeah.
But I love it. So basically, with paid ads, it's very consistent, right? We do Facebook and Instagram as opposed to like Google, YouTube, and all that because it's the most bang for your buck, right? So it's like we can cast a bigger net or like a small condensed net on like who specifically we're trying to target, but just more fish come in, right? So that analogy doesn't really make sense, but usually we're bringing in 1 to 200 leads every single month for each of our partners, so that we know that the 3 to 4% is going to be in there, right? But the reason that works with us just trying to get as many people as possible is because we have a sales team in place, right? So they're calling through them, pre-qualifying them, nurturing them, just heavily disqualifying the 96, 97%, and just doing all that nurturing, all that cold calling, all that following up on your behalf. But do you have a CRM right now?
You do.
Okay. Do you like your CRM?
Yes. I don't know. I really don't
It's a,
utilize it the way I should.
I got you. I got you. Reason I asked is just because we do build out a CRM for you, but you don't have to use it. Like if
Okay.
you're, we can integrate with every CRM pretty much, but we
Mhm.
also build out a CRM for the sales team to be calling out of, right? So that way they're calling out of your CRM. It's not them calling out of our CRM, and you don't really get to see what's going on. All those hundreds of leads from the ads are uploaded into that CRM, and then the ISAs are calling, nurturing, funneling through it, right? Inside the
Okay.
ads. So that way you've got all these systems and everything, you have full ownership over it, and you're gonna have full ownership over it for life,
Okay.
right? So speed, that's obviously super important as well when it comes to online leads. The difference between calling a lead within 5 minutes and 30 minutes of it coming in, your likelihood of getting connected can drop by 15, 90%, right? So obviously you're not always gonna have time to drop everything you're doing and call a lead the second it comes in. But when we have a sales team in place where that's their whole job, speed to lead, nurturing, following up, scheduled from 8 to 8, the second lead comes in, they can say like, hey, I got this one, I'm gonna give them a call, right? And then we're on the phone with them, we're having that conversation. Um, but for after we have that conversation, and here, let me pull this up so I can kind of walk you through what that looks like. We'll basically give you a phone call. So that'll just be, it's not through like an app or anything like that. That's just a phone call straight to your phone. So you can say the number, but we'll pretty much say like, hey, Maya, I've got a client on the line. They want this, this, and this. This is their situation. Can you help them out? And then we'll merge the two phone calls together and be on like a three-way phone call where we're
Mhm.
introducing the two of you, right? So we're like, hey, Maya, this is John. John, this is Mayu. I was just talking to John. He's looking for like a 5 bed, 3 bath, once between like 800 to 900,000. He's pre-approved for this much. Wants to be in a better school district for his kids. Where he's going through basically just explaining you the whole conversation that we just had, so that they
Mhm.
know that we were listening, but also what questions were just asked. So you come in there and you just build a really good rapport, right? Build a super strong connection, good relationship, and then suggest meeting at the local coffee shop to go over next steps, right? Or coming out, giving them an evaluation,
Okay.
right?
And and are most of these, when you talk to these people, like, are they already pre-approved, or do they need lenders? Do they like what?
A lot of times they'll be paying cash, um, or they will be pre-approved. Sometimes they do need lending. We're not going to like withhold that because obviously that can still be a valuable client. But are you wanting buyers or sellers?
I mean, either. I mean, I know sellers are where it's supposed to be, but I mean, I love looking at homes, so I do love buyers. I know it's way more time consuming, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to be a little bit more listing. I mean, I'm majority buyers right now, so I would like to have more sellers.
Okay. I mean, if you want both, like the thing is when we can just do either or, but when we run seller ads versus buyer ads, like we don't get as many sellers transparently as we will get buyers when we run
Yeah,
buyer ads. But the thing is a lot of the buyers that we pull in also, like they also have properties that they want to sell and then use to buy the new home, right? So you
yeah,
get both sides of the deal. Like we'll actually get just as many sellers from buyers ads as we will with seller ads, right? Some agents are just like, no, I don't want to touch buyers whatsoever. So then we still have the option to just run sellers. But
yeah.
if you're with both, I recommend buyers ads. And then in the future, we can maybe pivot to just sellers or something like that, right? Especially, if the market turns out to be like more in the favor, then it gets more popular, right?
Right.
So we can shift and adapt with the market. Um, but to answer your question, I'll walk you through what that looks like if they're not pre-approved or their
Okay.
financials qualify that. But have you done like a live transfer like that with
Mm-mm.
you never done that style of pass off?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's the best way to get you connected with them, right? Because if we have a great conversation, then we just give you a name, then you have to go chase them down, right? And
Right.
sometimes they're not going to remember you, not because they didn't have a conversation, but just because like, people have busy lives, right? And they're not, always going to remember you. So if we have that conversation and then we can straight away just connect you with them and then be on the three-way phone call, we can kind of create that like almost referral kind of like environment where we're like they're introducing the two of you, right? And just like laying it out all out on the table, right? So a big part of it comes down to the quality of the clients that we actually connect you with. Can you see this with the diamonds and the arrows and everything?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for the ISAs initially, we're setting up their scripts, building out their training regimens, setting up all their KPI trackers. So we're tracking their speed to lead, their outbound dials, their pickups, their quality conversations, their appointment booking rate. And then from there, we're setting up the minimums that they need to be hitting month over month, week after week. And then we're hopping on calls with them. We're training with them every single day, right? And we've also invested tens of thousands of our own dollars into like sales coaching and training for them. But because we're tracking all those KPIs, we can make adjustments. So like if the pickup to quality conversation rate is low, then we need to practice their tonality, switch up the openers that we're using. If quality conversation to booking rate's low, we need to build more rapport, switch up the value we're providing on the call. If speed to lead's low, adjust their hours a little bit. If outbound dials are low, increase the hours, bring on another ISA. Pickup rate's low, we're dropping voicemails, double dialing them, switching up the time of day we're calling them. And then if pickup rate's high, just rinse and repeat, right? So if it's not broken, doesn't need fixing. But this way, we're taking like a much more strategic approach to doing that massive amount of follow up, right? When you have 1 to 200 leads coming in every single month, like you need to be very systemized and strategic with how we're handling them so that we can guarantee to get in contact with the 3 to 4%, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of questions are coming up for you right now? No, I'm just dumping a whole bunch of info on you.
No, I mean, none. I mean, I, I think your system's great. It's very detailed.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Man, you seem like the least excited person on the planet. You said that.
Sorry, am
Um,
I supposed to be more excited about that? I am. I mean, I think that's really cool.
okay, cool. Maybe maybe I get a little bit more excited about things. Maybe I'm just off the radar. But these 6 touch points up here, these are the 6 minimum requirements that the ISAs need to get before they're allowed to live transfer them over to you,
Okay.
right? So this is like built into their job description when we're reviewing their calls and everything. They need to like it's built into the scripts where they're like checking this off as they're on that phone call so that we can kind of just disqualify a bunch of the tire kickers and the window shoppers. So that's making sure they're not working with an agent already. Obviously that's super important with like the laws and everything, their
Mhm.
budget. So making sure that they can buy or sell, and also like what price points are they looking in to make sure that lines up with the marketing that we're pushing out, their time frame. So making sure that they're not like a year out or anything like that. If they are, it doesn't necessarily mean it's like a bad lead, but it takes more nurturing, more follow up, more qualification. So we'll continue to do that on your behalf. Their motivation. So why do you actually want to buy or sell? Obviously, if someone wants to be in a better school district for their kids or closer to work, or they went through like a divorce or something like that, that's a lot more urgency and motivation to make a move than someone who just thinks it'd be cool to own a house, right? So it kind of reignites it as they're going in that conversation with you, but it also shows us like how serious are they actually, right? Um, and then their financial status as well. So to answer your question from earlier, are they pre-approved? Are they paying cash? Do they need lending? If they do need lending, making sure they've actually got like a steady income coming in, they've got good credit, and then what are they expecting as like a monthly mortgage payment as well to make sure that that's realistic for what they're looking for in your market, right? So if
Okay.
they tell us they want like a $900,000 house, but they want $1,000 monthly mortgage payment, we're like, yeah, that's probably not realistic. Um, and then last follow up, like, are you putting money down for it? Like, are you putting 800,000 down to make that realistic? So we'll kind of clarify that as well. But then if they do need lending, we'll still connect them with you on the phone. Do you have like preferred lenders that you
I
like?
do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so we're kind of just like asking the questions, making sure that they're going to be able to, and then connect them with you so that you can introduce them to your lender and kind of hold their hand through that process so they see you providing them value and you're also like in the loop with everything.
Okay.
So yeah, and then the search criteria. So do they want like a golden driveway, a water slide that goes off the roof, and there's loopy loops in the back, or a castle or something? Um, yeah, these 6 touch points, like obviously it's good info to know as a realtor, but the main reason we're getting all 60 touch points is because if someone can answer all 6 of these questions and give us these 6 pieces of information, that shows us like, hey, they've actually thought about this before, right? They're serious. They're wanting to make a move. They know the conditions. They just need a realtor, right? And then we're there to connect them with you on the phone.
So all of these leads that you will get from the ads that you're running will only go towards me, like towards my into my CRMs. Okay, so even if there's a person that's like, okay, I'm not really interested until buying till next year, and so you guys are gonna keep them in like my CRM and then nurture them.
So it's not your CRM. Like, what CRM do you use right now?
Brevity. No, but I meant like your CRM for me, right? Or is it
Right.
just it's just a Blaze CRM?
No, it's your CRM
Okay.
that we build out inside your business. So that way you have full like ownership over them. They're yours. They're in your CRM. They're in your business. You have that database. If you ever bring on team members or something, you can give them to them. Except, I mean, if you bring on team members, we want them to be closing deals, not calling through a bunch of leads. But I mean, we can have that
Okay.
conversation where we can just connect them straight to them. But that way you still have full ownership over it,
Okay.
right? So all the marketing, it's your name, it's your branding being pushed out there. We're marketing for the type of properties that you're wanting to sell and like the type of clients you're wanting to work with specifically. You'll give us like a briefing on like, the market situation in your area and everything. We've done a bit of research on the DMV, so like we pretty much know a lot, but like monthly mortgage payment expectations, like what's the lowest house you're willing to, work with, and we'll factor all that in with the ISAs,
Okay.
right? Does that answer your question?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Um, what other questions do you have so far?
Um, and so do I have access to the Ablaze CRM that I can just go in and look at like who's in there
Yeah,
and like what your ISA has been doing and what the follow-up has been?
yeah, it's all recorded in there. So all the calls are all recorded in there. Um, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You don't have to like, we don't really recommend you going in there and calling through them
Oh
all.
yeah, no, I don't. No, I'm not interested in that.
But you don't want to do that anyway. So.
I just was curious if I could see like, okay, well, this person said they're a year out. And so I just, kind of like marking it somehow so that like, not that, well, that's what I'm hoping like you guys will follow up with it, but just to be able to see like, okay, well, of the 200 leads that have come in so far, right? Like this one's a maybe because they said yes, but they're a year out or 2 years out, or I don't know, we're waiting for an inheritance to come in.
Right, 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 right.
I have no idea what that is. Sounds like a smoke alarm.
Do you need to go take care
Let
of
me
it?
just check it real quick.
Fine, you're fine.
Not really sure what that was because the smoke alarm is just not even installed yet. So I don't know what that was.
Well, hopefully it's not like aliens or anything like that coming down. But
Yeah, so if there's something happening, call 911.
I'm here as a witness, so
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, okay. All right. Anyways, all right. Okay, go ahead. Let's keep
okay.
going.
Um, last part, really one of the most important parts is the team that's actually managing, running, operating everything on your behalf. So you're going to get a marketing specialist, multiple ISAs, and a CSM as well. So the marketing specialist, they're in charge of that first part. So running, managing, operating all of those Facebook and Instagram ads, making sure that we have consistently 1 to 200 people coming in. When we get a lead that turns into a closing, feed it back into Facebook's algorithm to say, hey, bring us more people like this, as long as we're always having that massive amount of volume of people coming in. Um, And then the multiple ISAs, so these are your foot soldiers. So these are the guys with the boots on the ground, making those hundreds of phone calls, calling through them, pre-qualifying them, getting those 6 minimum touch points, then connecting them with you on the phone call. And then a client success manager. So CSM for short. This is going to be your main point of contact. So we'll be in communication, obviously. Like if ever you have a question for us, you shoot us a text. We have a question for you, shoot you a text, have a quick phone call or whatever, figure it out. But every 2 weeks, we'll actually have scheduled out Zoom calls, kind of like this, where we can actually discuss like, hey, what's going on your end with the people we're sending you? What's going on our end? Do you want to raise the price points? Do you want to target a different area? Do you want to switch from buyers to just sellers or sellers to just buyers? Are we going to start expanding the team? Do we want to connect them directly to the agents on your team, or how do we want to set that up? Pretty much just go over everything, right? So that we can, be in communication constantly and like, be taking the steps to getting to 4 deals a month. So basically not some big corporation where we're just gonna like sign you up and then you get whatever you get and then that's it. And then we never see each other again. It's like, it's a partnership, right? We're working together. These systems are built inside your business. So we're there obviously running and managing and operating everything, but we're there working together to make sure you're seeing success.
Okay. So how many people work for the company, like full time?
Good question. I don't actually know the exact number, but I want to say like 15.
Okay. And how many like ISAs is it one per agent right now or depending on like the volume?
So the bulk of our team are ISAs, honestly,
Okay.
just that's the muscle, like that's the manpower involved. Um, so I think it's more than 15 actually, but we have like 10 ISAs full time. So not all 10 are going to be focused on your account. So you'll get a squad. So that squad consists of a marketing specialist, 3 to 4 ISAs, and CSM as well. And those 3 to 4 ISAs, like they're not just going to be on your account, they'll be on your account and a couple other agents' accounts, but they've got shifts so that they can cover all parts of the day.
Okay. And
Right.
what's with your ISAs specifically, what's do you have like a turnover rate? Like do you have like people coming in and out? Like are you able to retain them?
Yeah, no, we don't really have people coming in and out, honestly, just because like we're pretty strict when we hire them. So anyone who we bring on, um, making sure they speak because we do use some overseas. So it's about 50% in the US, 50% overseas for just the ISAs. Um, but anyone who we bring on, make sure they speak 100% fluent English. They don't have accents or anything like that. Not because we're like prejudiced against that or anything, but it's
Right.
just 'cause there's like the stereotype involved with it. But then also that they've specialized in real estate in the US before, right? And then we've also, like I mentioned before, like the amount of sales coaching that we've like invested into for them, like they're going through the content, like they're really, really, really good. And then we're tracking all those KPIs as well. So like they need to be hitting those right away. So like we'll have like a week long training period when we bring people on where they can, have to hit those KPIs. But if they're below KPIs, then we will um, not fire them, but just choose to not hire them right away.
Okay. Okay.
So why do you ask?
Just because just I feel like if there's like a high turnover rate somewhere and with any business, like there's it's usually not a great sign of something's not working right, that people are
Oh,
quitting or
yeah.
leaving the company. Like
Yeah.
I'm curious if that was, I mean, just curious if that was just if that you were experiencing, because I know ISAs are not like typically they don't stick around for a long time, just because they have bigger, better things that they want to pursue for themselves. So just wasn't sure if it was just going to be a constant turnover where you're constantly training new people and it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen that to be the case, honestly. Like a lot of our guys have been with us for a pretty long time. I mean, we pay well, obviously. Like we're not just hiring like random people off the streets or anything like that. Like with the marketing specialists and everything too. Like some of them have degrees in marketing and like graphic design and stuff like that. Like they've been doing it for years. And same thing with the ISA. Like ISA is like a full-time job. Some people love the phones, right? And they
Yeah.
get on the phones.
And how long has your company been in business?
A little over 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but cool. I mean, that's pretty much the full system from A to Z. So like running the marketing, running all the ads, bringing in the 1 to 200 people, having the ISAs call through them, pre-vet them, pre-warn them, get those 6 touch points, connect them with you on the phone. Everything that I just showed you, like you're never gonna have to touch, right? Because I know it kind of seems like a lot. I just kind of show you just so you understand what's going on. But all you got to do is just pick up the phone and we give you a call.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, give me some feedback on the systems and everything. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you see it being beneficial for your business growing?
Yeah, I mean, I know it didn't seem like I was that excited, but I think it was exciting to see like all your KPIs and what you do and how that you have metrics, right? That you are, evaluating everyone to see like what's going on and what's not going, what
Yeah.
needs work. I think that's super helpful. Um,
I can tell it was made by an agent, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is, it's incredibly helpful to see that because you don't know like what's happening if it's just like, oh, it's just not like, okay, well, what are you doing to support your ISAs to have them be successful for
Yeah.
your clients? And it's nice to see that. And I think it's nice to have the CRM that you guys put together, so that you can see everything that's coming in and see the leads that are coming in. Um, and that was one of the other things with the Canadian company that they're like, oh, we have a website and you can log into your dashboard and you can see what everyone's doing. And it didn't work. Like it never populated for me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what they're doing. And so it's kind of nice, like not just to kind of see like where are we at? Like what are you getting leads from these Facebook ads and being able to kind of see that and see like and are these like legitimate leads for the specific area versus because I mean I remember like someone clicked like they were from I don't know Southern Virginia and I'm like, well, are you thinking of moving up here? And they're like, no, we just thought the house was really pretty, like the picture in the ad we thought was really pretty. We had no idea where it was, and so we just clicked on it. And I was like, well, that's not helpful at all. um
I got you. Yeah. I mean, with the ads and everything too, like everything's built inside your business, right? So the ads, like we'll be in there, basically in the ads manager. I'm not sure if you're super familiar. I know you ran ads like one or two times,
yeah.
but the ads manager, basically, you'll give us partner access. So what that means is that we have access to go inside your ad account and create ads, test new campaigns, switch ads out. And like, so you can see the hundreds of leads that are being generated. You can see all the metrics on the ads and everything. We manage and operate everything, so you don't really have to like, go in there and make any changes yourself, like ever really, just because we're doing that, and then we'll show you what we're doing on the check-in, on the biweekly check-in calls and everything. But
What
you can,
kind of what kind of ads are you doing? Like are like if you can you give me an example of an ad for
yeah,
one?
yeah. Give me a sec here. I'm actually trying to pull up someone's ad account so I can actually show you.
Okay.
Um, Here, I'm using my phone as my camera, so I might need to pull that down really quick.
Okay.
I had to like relog into Facebook just now, but.
No worries. Do you have currently any DMV agents that you're working with?
No. So the way that works is the reason we're on this call is because we don't, right? So we'll only work with like one agent per area, max two, as long as their service areas don't overlap, right? So on your onboarding call, it's kind of good for you because you could theoretically just take up all of like Washington D.C. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to take up all of Washington D.C., but you can. Um, but basically you'll outline like your service area and then that'll be your service area, and then we won't partner with anyone whose service area overlaps with yours.
Okay.
Right? So let me share this. Um, can you see this?
Yep.
Okay. So these are ads that we ran for one of our partners in Orlando. These are just ones that we're like split testing right now, pretty much. So like sometimes we'll do that. We'll test like a bunch of different ones, keep the winner, get rid of the losers. But you can see all the metrics and everything. But this is ran from his account, right? So we're being partners, and then we can go in there and we can just like make adjustments to the account.
And so are the ads homes that are actually in his neighborhood, like his area? Just
Yeah, yeah.
random
So
photos.
no, they're actual homes. We want to use actual homes in the areas because people clicking on the ads, like they live in the area, they can tell if it's like just random, and then they won't click on it just because it's like like inside their mind, like that won't like align with what they know the area is. Um, but I'm trying to. So basically, the ad will be something like this. I don't know why this is popping up, but like basically pretty static ads. Here, this will actually be better if I share this. Can you see the arrows and everything again?
Hmm.
So the static ads will usually like they're not crazy complicated. So it'll be like homes under 800,000, right? Or homes list ones, so like top 22 most desirable homes in Potomac for under 900,000, right? And then we'll show homes. We can either grab them off the MLS, or if you have listings that you want to use, that actually crushes a lot of times.
Okay.
because also sometimes we'll get buyers that want that specific listing, right? So you can kind of use it to sell your listings also. But we'll take homes from the area that look nice, and then we'll throw it on there, and they'll be around that price point that we're targeting too. And then basically they'll click on the ad. This won't be here. It'll just be like a full picture of the static ad,
Okay.
but sometimes. And then basically they'll click on it. They'll fill out their name, phone number, email, and then they'll submit it. They'll give us permission to give them a call. And then afterwards, they'll have the option, like if you have a website or something, they'll have the option to go view your website if they want.
Okay.
But that's kind of like extra bonus. If they don't, then we're just on the phone with them, contacting them right away. So does
Okay.
that give you an
Yeah.
idea?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Um,
What other questions do you have so far?
um, so how many agents are you guys working with right now?
Right now we've got 50, 52, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's kind of been like of the 52, what's been like the success rate for them?
Um, like what do you define as success, I guess?
Like getting and closing, like closing a deal from one of your for one of
Just,
your transfers.
just one deal?
Yeah, just yeah, like just that it's been working.
Just one deal, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so 100%. The like conversion rate of the live transfers, that's obviously going to vary agent to agent.
Mhm.
But I mean, you seem like you're really good with people and you get the referrals and everything. So we'll have a little bit more experienced agents and everything. They'll come in, they'll close at like 80% of the actual live transfers that we'll send them.
Okay.
Right. So I mean that's huge. Like if we send them five, then four of them are going to close. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Newer agents, like as in brand new, like kind of, which we don't take on too often, unless we like see something and then we're like, yeah, you're a person that we believe in and that we want to take to the next level. They'll usually close at like 20, 30%,
Okay.
right? Um, but yeah, does that answer the question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was just curious what kind of success you guys have been having. And
Yeah.
and so
For you,
oh,
I expect you to be closing at like 50% or around 50%, honestly.
okay. Um, I just had a question. Can't think of it right now. Oh, and is this like in terms of like I know we haven't gotten to like the pricing or anything, but is it like a monthly thing and how, but before we get into that, but how many of your agents are like I don't want to say repeat customers, but how many, keep going versus how many are
Yeah.
like, I'm good after 3 months, we're gonna take a
Yeah.
pause.
So it depends, honestly, because like a lot of agents, so we're building everything inside your business. So a lot of agents, like, and we'll be very upfront with that, like, we don't need to stay partnered with you till the end of time or anything like that. So a lot of agents will actually like hire us and we'll manage, we'll run, we'll operate everything for a certain amount of time, and we'll help them like build a team and everything. And then they end up staffing the systems like with their own people.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of people, I mean, not a lot of people, but I'd say about 30% like hire us with the intent of like, just staffing it with their own people and everything. Um,
Well, when you say staffing it with their own people, what do you say? Like that they grow enough that then they hire their own ISAs?
Correct. Yeah, like
Okay.
they'll hire ISAs, they'll find media buyers and just staff it with their own people, pretty
Okay.
much. But that's very time consuming, right, at the beginning. So it's like to build this system like all on your own. It's like building the system alone, that takes up a ton of time. But then also if you're running the system yourself, that takes up a ton of time. And then if you decide that like straight off the bat you want to go build this system and hire your own people and everything, you've got to hold interviews, you have to know what to look for in the people that you're hiring, you have to find media buyers, you have to pay them like salary, right? Like American,
Hmm.
salary. Um, and it just takes up a lot of time and a lot of resources. So a lot of agents find it easier. It's like they just hire us, we manage and operate everything, and then they can kind of make that transition of like because they're getting consistent business from us, so their business doesn't slow down because they're spending all their time, hiring new people or anything like that. They can still close deals while kind of looking for people to hire and everything like that. So
What would you say is the average amount of time an agent stays with your company? If
um,
you've been around for 2.5 years,
yeah, the
but
longest agent that we have was someone we partnered with on day one. So 2.5 years. It's kind of hard to tell because like we've been partnered with people for over a year, but they're just still going, right? So it's not like
yeah.
they end. So to give an average would be kind of difficult, just because we have partners that we partnered with a year ago that we're just still going. Like I don't know what the average would be. I don't know when they're or if they're ever going to leave. Usually, if they're partnered with us for like over like 8 months, then they're planning on staying for a while, and they're not planning on hiring their own team. But if they're planning on like kind of staffing it with their own people, then usually about like 4 or 5 months. But if that's if that's like their intention from the beginning, you know what I mean? But yeah. Does that answer your question? It's
Mhm.
kind of okay, cool. So yeah, let's go over. Do you have any other questions?
Nope, not right now.
Cool. Here, let me share my screen. I can kind of break down the numbers and everything for you. Can you see this Google Doc?
Yep.
Okay. So the way it works is we split it up into two phases. So we go through phase one, and then after phase one, we go through phase two, right? So phase one is 90 days. So it's about 3 months. So 90 days, about 3 months. We do have a guarantee. So it's 3 deals slash contracts. And that's in phase one. So 3 deals or contracts. Obviously, real estate's a longer sales cycle, right? So if we get you someone in month three, they might be closing in month 4 or 5.
Right.
3 deals slash contracts. That's for phase one. So that's within 3 months. Um, and then there's two investments. So there's the ad spend. The ad spend doesn't touch our pockets at all, right? So that goes straight from you to the ad platform. So straight from you to Facebook and Instagram directly to like push those ads out there. Now we're still managing and running and operating all the ads, creating the ads, but you're funding the ad spend, right? Does that make sense how that works?
Yep.
So basically, you'll just set your daily budget on Facebook, and then that'll be it. But we recommend $30 a day for ad spend, and that's enough to bring the 1 to 200 leads.
Okay.
So for us, for the full getting in, just building the whole thing out inside your system, you having full ownership over it for life, and then also 3 months of managing, running, operating, just stacking your pipeline up with consistent business. It's just 6K, just one time.
Okay. For the 3 months or for life?
So 6K is one time, but that's for 3 months,
Okay.
right? And so phase one is 3 months. After 3 months, we switch into phase two. Phase two, we switch into a performance-based model. So it's as you go. Do you know what I mean by as you go?
Mm-mm.
So it means we're just working together, right? Like we're just working together day by day. So that could be a week, month, year, 10 years. We're just kind of like doing it as we go, right?
Okay.
There's still the ad spend, obviously, because that doesn't touch our pockets at all. That's kind of the fuel to the fire, right? So like for consistent business, you're gonna need to spend that regardless. And then we switch to a performance base where it's $200 per live transfer. So that's after they've been through those 6 touch points, like they're ready to go look at properties. We kind of disqualify the 3 to 4% when we connect them with you on the phone. And then 10% referral fee. So that's just like your normal standard agent to agent referral fee, just paid at closing.
Okay. And the ad spend is still $30 a day?
You mean in phase
Phase
two?
two?
Um, yeah, it can be. A lot of agents after like going through phase one, like obviously the minimum is like a deal a month, right? So you'll start to get like that with $30 a day, we'll usually see like 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month. Um, a lot of agents when they get to phase two, they're like, okay, I went through phase one, paid for itself plus extra, like let me up the ad spend actually, because then it's all numbers based, right? So it's like
Okay.
getting 1 to 200 leads with $30 a day. If we were to let's say double that, we'd be getting 2 to 400 leads per month, which means more people being live transferred over to you, more people closing, right? So sometimes agents like to increase it or just stick with it the same. Um, I mean, you've also got the option of like lower it if you want, like if you're just like slam packed, like way too busy to take on more business. But yeah.
And so the 3 deals slash contracts that are guaranteed, so that's not just like a live transfer and like, I don't know, like I fumbled it and I didn't get it to close. Like you'll still keep doing it until I actually close or get a deal under contract? Or
Uh,
okay, well you screwed that one up. That's that one, that's gonna count towards your one.
so no, that's not just live transfers. Usually live transfers will be sending you like 5 to 10 a month.
Okay.
Now keep in mind that's out of 1 to 200 leads coming in. So that kind of shows you how like heavily we're disqualifying people. But no, that's either like under contract or deals closed.
Okay. And so my area is pretty like wealthy. Um, was that kind of, or are we just or you're gonna find so like where I live, which is where I want to do business,
Right.
it's really hard to find anything under $1 million. Like
Okay.
it's really hard. You're really, really lucky if you found something. So is that so if you can't find something in Vienna, like let's just say, even though that's where I kind of really, really want, and you find like a $250,000 condo, Like, I mean, is there like we probably touched upon this briefly, but like a minimum that like the agent can set, be like, I'm not taking anything under 500, but then obviously that makes your job harder, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you can set minimums within reason, obviously. I mean, like if we're targeting an area where the average home price is 500,000, but you're saying I don't want to take anyone below, 600,000, like that's hard to work with. Um, but we can set minimums like as long as like the average home price is within, as long as it's like within reason. I guess the question is always like, I mean, as long as like if we're targeting certain areas where like those homes are super unpopular, then we're just never really even gonna like run into those types of leads.
Hmm.
But if we find someone who is below like, well, I guess what would you say your minimum would be?
Um, I mean, I guess like 500,000. I mean, like I said, I mean, I do want to focus on Vienna, which is where I live. And you're really not going to find anything unless it's like a condo, like a one-bedroom condo or something, or a two-bedroom condo. And there's really not that many condos in Vienna either.
Yeah,
Um,
you have something below 500.
what's that?
You said we would like it'd be really hard to find something below 500 in Vienna.
It would be hard to find something at 500 in Vienna unless it was like a one or two bedroom condo. And there's really, I mean, like I said, there's not even that many condos in Vienna to begin with.
Right. And then that would be like a realistic minimum to set.
Okay.
You can set the minimum. And then like it depends, like is Vienna, I guess is the population for Vienna pretty high?
Mm, not, I mean, I wouldn't say it's high, but I mean, no, it's like a small town.
It's like a community
It's like a
kind of.
very desirable neighborhood though. It's like a desirable city to move to.
Okay.
Um, but like
Yeah.
I would set it, like for me, I would set it like kind of like Fairfax County, like the whole kind of area. So when you add that in, you will find townhouse. Like, can I say no condos?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
say no. And we won't be marketing for people who want condos either. Like we'll put like, we can do like single family home marketing. Um, Really that comes down to like the images that we use on the ad a lot of the times. But then on top of it, having the sales team in there to kind of like pick and choose like who we're connecting you with. Um, yeah, like if there's not even that many condos or anything, then that's something that we can set as like a minimum. Like we're not going to send that through type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I
As
hate
long as
condos.
it's within reason, and I say this like for your sake, like especially because it's like if we're targeting an area and our expectations are like, we only want people that have like well, that are looking for like $16 million homes or something like that, then it's like, I mean, we can set that as the minimum, but you're gonna get less people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because choosing not to send people, and it's like there'll be people who are like perfectly good wanting to do business, but they're around like 700K price point. So it's like, I mean, that's better than like we'd rather than work with you obviously than one of your competitors or something like that.
Right. Well, I
I
guess
mean,
if I'm like, I guess for me, if I'm paying for the leads and I'm trying to get leads, like I mean, I probably would set my minimum for like 750 or 800.
yeah,
Just realistically speaking, I mean, if I'm paying for these leads, like I'd rather pay for higher price point leads and like
yeah.
Vienna,
The way we like determine that, where it's like, if you're paying for them, you'd rather pay for like higher price point. We would just want to target higher price point areas, right? So like Fairfax, Vienna, like make sure like the average home price is within the price point that you're looking to do business.
yeah. Oh yeah. Vienna is, like I said, you hard pressed to find a single family home that's under 1 million. That's not a tear down.
And yeah,
Even tear downs are going for 1.2 million. So
wow.
yeah,
Okay. So
it's
that's a good area, right? So that's a good expectation for that area. And then we'd probably also, you said like stretch down to like Fairfax County,
Fairfax, Reston, Arlington, um,
Reston.
Lane.
So is this whole area kind of like, let's say 500 to 1.5 million kind of range?
Yeah, I mean, like Great Falls and McLean and like even Arlington are like more. I mean, they're probably like the listing that I have in Arlington right now is probably going to be 2 million, but it's like a pop-up Rambler. I mean, it's nothing. Like tear downs in that same neighborhood are going for 5 million. So the tear downs in building, they're building new homes are going for like 4 to 5 million. So
Yeah.
um,
So
it,
then that'll be the best way to kind of like mitigate like the price points that are coming through. Um, as opposed to like targeting one area and then just having the ISAs have like minimum requirements, because that just makes it so that you get connected to less people, right? But
yeah,
if you're targeting an area where that's like the average situation and that's just like the realistic expectation for that area, then we can set minimums as like, 500-600K price points, right? So that we can just make sure we're getting people through, right? Because even a $700,000 house, like I mean, what's the commission on that? Like 20, 15, 20 grand?
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's at 2.5% for 750,000. It's 18,750.
Yeah. So yeah. Does that answer your question? Like give you
Yeah.
clarity? Cool. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I guess what are your kind of thoughts? What's running through your head?
Um,
Because you still seem like the least excited person. I'm like, come on.
I'm just very, it's one of those things that I am very skeptical of all the things just because, I've had such not great experiences with lead gen companies. So I'm like, okay. And, like I said, I get bombarded text messages from a ton of lead gen companies. We're like, here, I have someone right now and it's $75, referral fee or something. What? Like, is that even worth it to anyone?
Yeah,
Um, like
yeah,
that's crazy. So it's just kind of hard to just decipher like what's legitimate and what's not.
right.
And
Is
like
this is
even with
this
like Market Leader, which is a legitimately huge lead generation company, it's like up there with like Zillow and all the things, and like they were awful. Like I was like, I'm never doing that again.
yeah. A lot of the times, and that's a good point too, because like I'll talk to agents. Zillow obviously is like the biggest in the space, right? And I'll talk to agents that hate Zillow, right? And I'll also talk to agents that love Zillow. So it's like it's less about like at the end of the day, like it's all legitimate. It's just or like most of it is legitimate. Obviously, you've got some companies here and there that are just like straight up I would run the other way. But it just really comes down to like how is their actual systems, how is their process, does it fit like what you're wanting to do with your business? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like market leader, like they sent you leads, right?
Oh
But it was
yeah.
those leads were just one part of the process. Like you probably didn't fully understand like that you got to have a whole system in place for nurturing those leads and turning them into clients, right? So it's like they did. It's not like they just like scammed you. It's just like that's what their thing was. Their thing was get you leads. It wasn't get you clients.
Yeah. No, it was just leads, and it was like it was like thousands, and it's like I couldn't keep up with calling them all, and like I said, they were all some were like you know $250,000 condo in like DC. And I'm like, I specifically said to like the client, facing person, I'm like, I don't want DC leads like at all. Like I have my license and I'll do it for clients, but I'm not chasing leads in DC. I hate doing business in DC. So I'm like,
Right.
unless I'm like literally forced to because I have a client who's asking, I'm like that is like special request only for me. And I kept telling them that I'm like, and stop sending me leads from Baltimore, Maryland. It's an hour and a half from me. I'm like, I'm not traveling to Baltimore, but they
Right.
couldn't. They they just wouldn't. So like all these leads were like shit because they weren't. They're not even in my service. Just because I'm licensed in the state of Maryland doesn't mean I want to travel an hour and a half
Right.
for a tiny $300,000 home in a
Yeah.
location that I have no idea the
Yeah.
market at all.
Right.
And so
That's
that
that's
was
a,
the problem.
yeah. A huge part of that is like market leader, Zillow, Realtor.com. Like I said, some people love them, some people don't. Um, but they're big corporations, right? Like they're marketing for themselves a lot of times, and then passing the same lead out to every single agent in whatever area that lead is available in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With something like this, it's more so like it's built inside your business. It's your name, it's your branding, your marketing going out there. If you want to work in the luxury market, we're going to go target the luxury market, right? And you can literally see it all in your ads manager and everything. The ISAs will be calling on your behalf. You've got full ownership over those hundreds of leads. So they're not going to anyone else in the area. That's why we outline your service area and you can kind of claim your spot so that we just never have to like bump heads or anything like that. So it's just it's not that what they did doesn't work. It's just a different system than what I think you were expecting when you signed up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was totally not what I was expecting. Well, it was just hard because I'm like, I don't want to call these leads that are so
Yeah.
far away, but I felt like they were just piling up. Like it was stressful to look at my list and be like, oh my God, I have like 5,000 people to call back today.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just different systems, right?
Yeah. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm just like kind of digesting all the information.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I know you said there's only like roughly what 20 people in your company. It just I guess I just don't want it to be like where the Canadian company where it was like a sales guy and he was just the sales and then he disappears after the sale is closed for him, right? And
Yeah.
then it's kind of like, okay, then I just get passed off to other people, which I understand that they'll have a client success manager and all the things, but I just kind of, I mean, this is your company too.
Yeah, I am a partner in the company. So yeah, my brother, he found, I mean, it's also like, it's kind of like, he's literally my brother, right? Like we're building this business together. So, I'm not gonna be the one like managing, like I want to be transparent about that. Like I'm not gonna be the one managing your account and everything, but it'll be our other business partner that is, right? And like I'm still here, like we're not really going anywhere whatsoever. Um, we find the best way to get results for our partners is by like keeping it kind of like it's almost like mom and pop a little bit, right? While still having like the insane quality of like what a really big massive company should have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's hard for massive companies because they're so massive, they can't really keep that quality for their partners. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
we're on, we're working with you, we're there, supporting you, kind of holding your hand every step of the way. That's why we've got the scheduled out check-in calls and everything, the whole team managing, operating everything, and realistically, like we're not going anywhere. So
Okay. I
I
guess, and that was,
understand how that's a little bit of like a concern with the last company because that doesn't sound like a good situation.
yeah. I mean, like I said, because he was just the sales guy. Like he didn't really do any of the stuff, right? Like he wasn't the ISA. He wasn't doing it. He was just selling the product. And then once he's done, it's kind of like, which is like any company, right? Like you do hand off. But I guess that's kind of where I was like, because you're a smaller company, I just want to, like if there was issues that the client success manager couldn't handle, like that I would be able to like contact you and say, hey, this is not working.
Yeah. I mean, you can always contact me. Like my number is always going to be there. I'm not going to be the go-to or anything, but like our client success manager, he's not just like a CSM that we just like hired or anything like that. Like he's also a partner in the company. So
Okay.
we all like hop on calls with each other every single day. Like we're all communicating. So like I'm gonna be around. I'm not gonna be working like on your account just because like my account.
Right. No, I wouldn't expect that, but yeah, just not having to be like, oh, all right, he's not here. He's not with the company anymore. So
I'm not
whatever he
gonna.
told you doesn't apply anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's interesting because even if I were to leave tomorrow, everything that I'm telling you would still apply.
Yeah.
But I'm not leaving tomorrow because
Okay.
like so the kind of like a family business almost, right? Even though
Yeah.
it's like our childhood friend. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I guess do you see this like taking your business to the next level, like really helping you kind of grow the business? And do you
I
like
mean,
work?
I think, yeah, I mean, the what you've outlined, yes. I mean, I'm just skeptical just because it's just hard to, like
Yeah.
it's not that I don't want to invest in myself or anything like that. I do. And like I said, you're catching me at a great time where I'm like, I do have some money that I do want to spend.
In a
Um,
really good position,
but it's
honestly.
just, it's kind of like, I just don't want to throw away money, I guess. And right. Then like, and I know a lot of that is just me also working the leads that you do give me, but it's just, yeah, I just wanted to kind of understand because like I said, with market leader and the other company, I'm like, it wasn't happening. And so I don't want to put in the effort of being an ISA for myself.
Yeah.
So,
Not only do you not want to, like that's not the best use of your time.
yeah,
Like you should be showing properties, listing appointments, working with your clients like in person, building the relationships and closing the deals, right? We can take care of that on your behalf, right? That's
yes.
what helps agents scale and grow at the end of the day. But I mean, are you confident? Like, I guess, do you feel like I'm kind of here just like, to take your money and run, like throw away your money? Or are you like, heck yeah, like this is awesome. Like, you actually do want to do it. And you actually do want to get the results.
No, I think it's great. And I actually was talking to one of my girlfriends who's a lender, and I was like, I think because I looked you guys up, also because I only had like ASA, and I was like, okay, ASA, EXP, Arizona. I'm like, what's this zip code? And it was like Southern Arizona, like Tucson area. So I'm like, all right, Tucson, Arizona. And then I looked him up, and I was like, oh, he looks like a child. He looks so young. Um, and you guys
I'm
are.
I'm gonna tell him you said that, but
But my friend was like, she's like, you should give them a shot because just like these young guys are like very like tech savvy and they can do all the things that, like they're probably pretty good just despite, their, I don't say inexperience, but just that you're still pretty young. That she's like, I wouldn't count them out. And I'm like, you're right, that's true. So,
appreciate that from your friend.
yeah. And I mean, it's impressive, even just your presentation and your systems and stuff. It is impressive that you guys have all this stuff and that you are, I guess the most important thing is that you are measuring the process and you have metrics to keep you
Oh,
guys honest, right? Of like what's happening and what's working. So,
mhm.
um,
Yeah, that's a requirement for sure.
yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
let's try
Well,
it.
so next steps to kind of outline for you, and also I want to congratulate you on your commitment, right? Like we were kind of talking about earlier, like that kind of feeling that stayed with you, it's time to make a difference. It's time to change the trajectory of everything. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, me too.
And I know 100% you're going to crush it with this. Like I remember I said at the beginning, like we don't partner with everyone, and that's because we have guarantees and everything. So it's like we don't want to be in a situation where we tarnish our reputation or anything like that. So I'm very confident in you, your ability, and I think we're gonna crush it. So
Yay.
next steps, we'll go ahead, we'll get your onboarding call on the calendar. We'll take care of the investment, and then we'll start setting up the accounts and everything. And then on your onboarding call, we'll connect the Facebook accounts and everything, outline your service area, and then we'll launch, as soon as you're ready to actually launch the ads and everything.
Okay,
But sound good?
sounds good.
Okay, cool. Okay. And then are you wanting to do a debit or a credit card?
Credit card. Do you take American Express?
Yes.
Do you need it right now? Because I have to run up and get it.
Yeah, if you want to go grab that, I can prep this.